You're going to start standing. So just start standing with your feet comfortably under your hips and lifting tall through the spine, letting your shoulders relax. We're just going to begin with a little bit of footwork. So if you just let your left knee bend, you're going to roll up onto the balls of the toes, really press into the toes and get a little stretch, right? Just kind of press into those toes and then roll that foot back down, bend your right knee, roll into the ball of the foot, the toes, and sort of press into the toes and back down. So just doing this little side to side stretch. You're going to let your hips go up and down, right? So tilt the hips as you bend the knee, press into the toes, tilt the hips as you bend, lifting that heel, press into the toes. Yeah, just going to stretch the toes, roll through the foot. Like you're sort of rolling all the way into the toes, and you might get some little cracks, crack in the toes and the feet. Good. And then both feet underneath us, we're going to float the heels up as we inhale and back down as we exhale. Feel free to use your arms. Inhale, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, back down. And then we're going to add a little bend of the knees. So we're going to bend the knees, both knees, straighten them, lift the heels, and lower back down. So breathe with this nice full breath. Bend the knees a little bit, pressing your heels down. Straighten the legs, lift the heels, and lower down. Bend the knees a little bit, and straighten, lift the heels, and lower down. Bend and straighten and lift and lower. Bend and straighten and lift and lower. Good. Both feet on the ground. We're going to lift our right leg and stretch our left arm up and then bring it down. And lift your left knee and stretch your right arm up and bring it down. So just like a little side to side march. I think I can do this actually, because as we lift our arm, we kind of lift our body and breathe. So get a little blood moving and wake ourselves up here and breathe. Breathe. Kind of aerobic style stuff here. And then when we're even on both sides, we're just going to bring our feet down and bring our arms in front of us, palms facing. And as if you're pulling a bow and arrow, you're going to pull that right elbow back and follow it back. And then return, and then pull that left elbow back and return. And right elbow, twisting and return. And left elbow and return. And then we're going to add to that. So pulling the right elbow back and then unfurling the arm behind you, sweeping it around to return. So pull left elbow back, unfurl that arm and sweep it around. So just a nice flowing twist with this, kind of a bow and arrow pull, unfurl and bring it back. Pull, furl, and bring it back. And when you're even on both sides, we'll just relax our arms down. We'll open our legs a little wider, second position, so the heels are slightly turned in, right? And then just kind of sitting into a little squat. So try to make sure your knees are open over like the second toe, right? Don't let your knees come in. And then we're just going to let our arms and shoulders relax and bring our hands down to the ground. So bringing the hands on the ground here, we'll just deepen a little bit into that squat. Yeah, and breathe. Heels are down. And then we're going to stack our spine up. So letting your arms and head and shoulders relax, stacking the spine up all the way to standing. And then When we come up, we're just going to bend our knees a little bit again. And we're going to take one arm, we're going to stretch it by our ear, bring it back. The other arm reaches, bring it back. And stretch, and return, and stretch, and return. And this time we're going to stretch over. We're going to turn to face down. As we reach that arm, let it circle down and around and back to your hip. So we're going to reach it out, rotate to face down, and that arm circles down and around. Right, so reach and rotate. Keep reaching that arm and then circle it down and around. And reach and rotate. Circle it down and around. Should feel really good in your shoulders. Stretch, rotate, circle down. And one more time. Breathe, rotate, circle down, around. And when we come back up, we'll straighten our legs, bring them together, circle the hips a little bit, do a little hula hoop of our hips and our joints move. And the other way. And then we'll come to the end of our mat, or wherever you're going to be. We're going to roll down here. Inhale, and then as we exhale, letting everything come down and hang and relax, bending and straightening the knees. Also try bending one knee and then the other and alternating that straighten and bend. So if we do that, we get a little bit of a hip shift here. Then we'll walk our hands away from our feet, spread the fingers wide, lift the tailbone, let the head relax, and letting your heels stretch down, maybe letting your body move around a little bit with that stretch. That feels good to you. And maybe rocking a little forward and back if you like. And then let's bring our hands a little farther out to lower ourselves down, however far our body wants to go. You might still be with your hips up there, or you might come all the way into a plank. Just breathe, take a couple breaths here. And then we'll lower down to the mat. You might just bring your knees onto the mat and come around onto your back. So we'll bring ourselves onto our back with our feet close to our hips here, lining up with our sits bones. And then taking a nice deep breath. On our exhale, we curl the tailbone up and we can continue to peel our spine up into a bridge. Right? Letting the shoulders and neck relax as we press our hips up. And then taking an inhale, we'll melt our spine down on our exhale, one vertebra at a time. And then relax as you take a deep breath. Exhale, peel off the mat. At the top of our bridge, we're going to press that right hip up. Let your left hip drop just a little bit, maybe an inch or so, and exhale down that side. Legs don't move, just the pelvis. Back to center and exhale up the center. Pressing the left hip up, we just let that right hip drop a little bit and we exhale down that side. And then relax to center and inhale, exhale up the center. And one more time each side, press that right hip up, let that left hip drop just a little bit, exhale down. Return to center as we inhale, exhaling up the center. Again, one more to the right. So press the left hip up, letting that right hip drop a bit as we exhale down that side of the spine. And then coming to center, we'll inhale, go one more time up the center. At the top of our bridge, let's bring our arms over our head, let them relax on the floor. And then we're going to melt our spine down all the way. Relax the hips, relax the pelvis. We're going to bend our elbows and clasp our hands here. Let the elbows be wide and maybe slightly lifted as we inhale. And then exhale, pressing head and shoulders up by pressing our rib cage into the mat. Inhale, lie back down. Good. And then this time, as we press up, we're going to stretch our left leg long on the mat. So just extend that leg down. Flex the foot. Stay up as you slide your foot back in and lay back down. Inhale, exhale, press up, extend your right leg long on the mat. Stay up as you flex your foot, slide that heel back in and lie back down. Good, nice full breath. Exhale, press up, extend left leg, flex, slide the heel in and exhale down. So inhale, exhale, extend right leg as you press up, flex, stay up as we slide that heel back in, exhale back down. We're going to add to that. Inhale, exhale, press up as you extend your left leg long, flex the foot. Now lift that leg up so it's just level with your right leg, or next, the knees are lined up. And then lower it back down, slide the foot in and lay back down. Good, nice deep breath. Press up as you extend that right leg, flex, lift it up to be level with so your thighs are lined up, your knees are lined up, lower that leg back down, slide the foot in, lay back down. We're going to add one more piece. Good. Inhale, exhale, press up as you extend your left leg, and you're going to flex and lift it up, and then you're going to turn to the left. So looking back over that left elbow, and then come back to center, lower the leg, you're still lifted. Slide your foot in and lay back down. Good. Inhale, exhale up, extend the right leg, flex the foot, lift it up, turn to the right. Good. Back to center, lower that leg, stay pressing up here as you slide your foot back in and lay back down and relax. Okay, you're going to just let your knees sway over to one side, keeping the shoulders down, our hands still behind our head. Relax your legs there. And then lift them up, sway them over to the other side, shoulders on the ground. Take a breath. And lift them up. Open both knees, feet together. So just let your legs open, relax those knees. Let your hips get a little opening here. And then maybe you want to just press your hips up a little bit off the mat. Just kind of float them up an inch or so. That's optional. Take a breath. Really helps open the hips though. And lower back down. And go ahead and lift your knees. Bring one leg up into tabletop. Bring your other leg up. And we're going to come into frog position. So you're going to open the knees apart. Heels are pressing into each other, right? So we're really externally rotating our legs, hands behind our head. We're going to pull the heels in on our inhale. We're going to stretch out and press up on our exhale. Squeeze the legs together. Keep that external rotation as you lie down. Inhale, exhale, press up. Inhale, lie down, knees really open. As you pull the heels in, exhale, press up and stretch those legs out. Inhale, lie back down and breathe. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lie down, pull it in. Exhale, press up, stay here. Open the legs apart. Bring them back together. Bend the knees and lay down. Good. Exhale, press up, extend. Open apart. Legs together. Lie back down as you bring your heels in. Good. Exhale, press up again. Stretch those legs out. Open apart. Draw them together. Lie down and bend. Now you can relax here. Just hug your knees for a moment and relax your body. Rock it around. And then we'll we're gonna keep our body on the ground here. So keep your head and shoulders and everything's on our whole torso on the ground and our arms by our side, legs parallel in tabletop, right? And you're just gonna pull the knees in as you inhale, and you're just gonna extend those legs straight as you exhale, right? So inhale, pull in, exhale, stretch out. Inhale, pull in, and your legs may be high up, more toward the ceiling. Just don't let them be too low. Inhale, pull in, exhale, stretch out. Inhale, pull in, exhale, stretch out. And then we're going to pull the knees in as we inhale. We're going to straighten our legs to the ceiling as we exhale. Open them apart. Bring them back together and bend. So let's put that together. You're going to stretch the legs out at an angle, pull knees in, stretch to the ceiling, open legs apart, close and bend. Stretch out at an angle, pull in to the ceiling, straddle the legs, bring them together and bend. Again, stretch out. And breathe, pull in, extend to the ceiling, open apart, and close. One more time, bend and stretch out. Pull in, extend to the ceiling, open into a straddle, legs together, and bend. And then put your hands on top of your knees, right there, right under the knee cap, the area. Inhale. As you exhale, press hands into legs, legs into hands, and then relax. So every time we exhale, we're pressing hands into legs, legs into hands. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press. Feeling our tailbone lift off the mat just a little bit. Right? Inhale, relax. Exhale, press. Good. Last one, and then go ahead and relax your legs. Let your body relax for a moment. Rock around. So we're going to put our feet on the mat and find your heels lined up with your sits bones. You might put your arms down, upper part of our arm down with our hands facing up for more support, right? Inhale here. As you exhale, press your hips up. And then we're going to lift our right knee up. We're going to pull that knee towards us as we inhale. And then we're going to extend that leg straight out. So it's next to your left leg on your exhale, right? Again, lined up. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, press out. And then we're going to add one more piece. So pull in as you inhale, stretch out as you exhale, lift the leg to the ceiling, lower it back, and pull it in. Okay, so stretch out and lift and lower, bend and pull the knee in. Stretch out and lift and lower, pull the knee in. Extend and lift and lower. And one more, if you've got it in you, extend and lift and lower and bend and put your foot on the mat. Articulate the spine down. Relax your hips and pelvis. All right, take a moment. Inhale, exhale, press the hips up again. Shifting our weight to the right, we lift our left knee up and we pull it in and stretch out. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, stretch out. Inhale. And then we're going to add, stretch it out, lift it up, lower it down. We never subtract, right? We always add. Okay, stretch it out. Lift to the ceiling, lower and bend in. And your hips don't have to be very high off the ground. It's whatever you can manage, right? Pull in, stretch out, lift and lower. Inhale, exhale, inhale. I think we got one more. So press out, lift, lower, bend, and bring the foot onto the mat on this one. Go ahead and articulate your spine all the way down. Relax your hips. We're going to let our left knee open to the side and bring our left foot behind our right foot, right? And then pull your right knee in with your hands underneath your knee on your shin. So just pull that knee in and curl up head to knee. Give a little stretch for your back. Good. And then lie back down and straighten that leg to the ceiling. So we can hold on behind our thigh. We can hold on our calf, wherever you can. And this left knee is bent and open out to the side, right? Heel, foot is close to our butt. Just give this a little stretch. You can move your foot. You can move that foot around if you like. Curl up and stretch your head, bring your head to your knee if you like. It feels good to stretch that leg. All right, and then we're going to, after our legs as straight as we can get it, bring our arms out from our shoulders on the ground. Take your leg across your body and lift it up and open it out to the side and lift it up. And across the body and lift and open to the side and back up. So side to side, across and lift and rock it open and lift. And this side will go across the body and stay there for a couple breaths. See if you can keep your legs straight, but if it doesn't want to, that's okay. If you need to use your hand to support your leg, your left hand underneath your leg, just take a couple breaths in this stretch with our shoulder all the way on the ground. Getting into that lateral hip IT band. And then we'll bend the knee, lift that leg up, put both feet back on the mat where we were. You're going to open your right knee and slide your right foot behind your left ankle. And then pull your left knee in, grab hold of your shin, curl up. Good. Lie back down, straighten that leg, give it a stretch. And here, however it feels good to you, move your foot around or bend and straighten your leg or curl up if you want. All right, and then with our leg as straight as we can get it, we'll bring our arms out from our shoulders Take that leg across the body, anchoring the shoulders, lift back up, open out to the side, and lift up, and take it across, and lift up. Using our exhale to lift the leg, inhale across, exhale, lift, inhale, open, exhale, lift. This time we'll take it across, stay there for a couple breaths with our leg as straight as we can. Then you might support it with your right hand. Feel that stretch going through the whole back and side of our hip and down our leg. Variation on the way we have done this one a lot to get that stretch, right? It's just a little different. And then we'll bend that knee and bring ourselves back onto our back. And we're going to stretch our legs long, reach our arms over our head. And with our feet flexed, just do a little side to side reach and stretch. So lengthening through the side, stretch and stretch, and feeling the hips and shoulders just kind of moving up and down, sliding up and down the mat. Good. And relax everything. Open the feet a little wider. Open the arms out to a wide V. Take one hand over to the other arm and stretch for that hand as we keep our legs in the same position. Reach across the body. So spiraling the body and then back onto our back, over to the other side, spiraling over to that side. And onto our back. And then we're going to bring our legs together. Bend your knees, put your feet on the mat, because this will make it easier to roll up. Sweep the arms down, lift your head and shoulders. Hold on to your legs if you want. Straighten the legs to come up. It's a little easier to get up. Okay, so with our legs extended in front of us, we're going to lift our sits bones and just relax forward over your legs. Give them a little stretch. Give our backside a little stretch, right? So and then we'll come up and we'll open our legs into a straddle, however wide you like to do that. If straddling is hard for you, you can always bring your feet close together, which is sort of a wide-legged butterfly, long-legged butterfly. And we're just going to reach our arms forward, stretch forward, and stack back up. And stretch forward. And stack back up. One more time. Breathe. Good, and then we'll bring our legs together in front of us straight again, right out from our hips. And we're going to sit tall with our arms facing forward. And if you need to bend your knees a little bit, you can. You want to sit tall as you can. And we're just going to open both arms out and squeeze our shoulder blades together. Right? Bring them back behind you and then return. And again, open the arms back, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit. And turn. One more time, open both arms, squeeze, little squeeze, and return. Good, and now sitting nice and tall, again, lengthen the spine, just take your left arm back and follow it back. So we'll do a little rotation and return. And then following our right arm, lengthen the spine, follow that right arm back. And return. And then relax your arms, your legs. We're going to bend the knees into the, bring the knees into that like half bend, right? I think I should switch my mat a little bit this way. All right, so half bend of the knees. And just bring your, let's bring our arms forward here. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're just going to curl our tailbone and round back to about our sacrum, right? Or half about that point. And then pull yourself back up. So we're rounding forward. And then as we come up, we're going to lift our arms by our ears. And we're going to look up and sort of arch a little bit. So just a little extension. And then bring the arms forward as we inhale. Exhale, shoulders relax as we curl back to our sacrum. But inhale, exhale, pull yourself back up. And then arms lift as we kind of lift the chest open. And then arms come forward again. Keep going at that little undulation of our spine, right? So round back, inhale, exhale, round back up and lifting, opening up to the ceiling, and then arms forward. One more time, round back. Inhale, exhale, pulling up, and then lifting, opening, and arms forward. Let your arms take a moment, a break. And then we're going to reach our arms forward again and inhale. As we exhale, we're going to curl a tailbone just to, again, come back to the sacrum or so, right? You want to keep curling that tailbone under and then straighten your right leg. You're just going to lift and lower it. So you're reaching by your legs, curling the tailbone under, shoulders are relaxed. And then bringing that leg a little bit off the ground, you're going to bend the knee in and press it out. Pull it in and press it out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Next time you press it out, lower that leg, bending your knee a little bit and come up. Take a moment. And again, other side. So inhale, exhale, rounding back, shoulders relaxed to the sacrum. Straighten the left leg. We're going to lift and lower. And lift and lower. Breathe. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then that leg's going to float up a little bit. You're going to pull the knee in, flex and reach. Pull in and stretch out. Pull in, stretch out. One more. And then when we stretch out, we let that knee bend, foot come down and come up. Oh, there we go. I felt that one, did you? Okay, let's bring our hands behind our hips, bring our feet in to our close to us. And we're going to just pull the shoulders back a little bit. Inhale, pressing into the ground as we lift our hips up and lower them back down. So you can go as high as you're able to, and whatever you want to go slowly, you can really take your time coming down if you want. It's a little harder, right? But really using our arms and our shoulders, we're going to just press up and lower down. Maybe you get a little higher as you go. Good. Maybe one more. Good. Pressing into the ground. And then when our hips come down, we can like release those arms, shake it out, maybe open and close your hands or whatever feels good to your wrists. Yeah. And we'll come on to our side. We're going to start with our legs straight and come onto your arm on the ground. So if you're able to bring your head on your hand and come up on your elbow like that, if that's comfortable for you, you might want to do that. Otherwise, you can just lay all the way down on your arm. We're going to open this top leg. So just externally rotate it a little bit so the knee points up. And you're going to start by pulling your knee toward your shoulder and then stretching it straight. So inhale, pull in. So the hip gets a little opening, and exhale, stretch out. We might flex as we pull in and straighten and point. Inhale, pull in, exhale, stretch out. And we're going to turn that into a little, it's called développé. So when you stretch your leg out, you're going to slide your foot as you pull your knee in, extend the leg, and flex back down. I haven't done this in a long time. So we haven't done this in a long time. Pull the knee in, extend, and flex back down. Right? It's called développé. Pull it in, extend, and flex down. Good for our hips. Inhale and exhale. Let's see if we can reverse that. So then we're going to lift the leg up, bend the knee, put our foot on our leg, and slide it back down. So circling the leg, right? Pull the knee in and slide it down. Basically just circling your leg with the bend and the straighten. Last one. Next time we straighten our legs, stay there with your top leg off your bottom leg a little bit and see if you can just squeeze your bottom leg up on your exhale. Little squeeze. Little squeeze. Think of squeezing the very top of your thighs together. Exhale, squeeze. And then relax both legs down. And then we're going to lift both legs. So keep those legs tight together. Do a little lift and lower. Lift, lower. Again, you can be laying on your arm if you prefer. Right? Lift and lower. Good. All right. And then relax your legs. Let your legs bend and relax. Come up onto the elbow. So we're with our elbow under our shoulder, knees bent. Press your arm into the ground, lift your rib cage, and we're just going to lift up and lower back down. Keep pressing into the ground, lift up and lower down. And breathe up and down. That's all we're doing, up and down, real simple. Lift and lower. Good, last one. Lift and lower, and then we'll come up into mermaid. So if we come up to sit with our legs in mermaid, otherwise you can do a half mermaid if you like. I need that on the other side. And finding your hips on the ground as much as you can, as much as they'll go. We're going to take a side stretch to one side using your other hand to support you, and then lift up and take a side stretch the other way and lift up. And as we stretch this way, we press our hip into the mat, come up and stretch that way. This is called seaweed, right? So you like seaweed in the ocean, side to side. Yeah. Letting your spine bend a little bit. Now we're going to go into a twist with that. So we're going to take it over. This time we take it over to this side, and we're just going to turn and look over our shoulder. Kind of just twist back. And then come around and lift up. Spiral over to the other side and pull yourself into a little gentle twist. And lift up and over and spiral back. And lift up, going side to side and over and spiral back. Good. And then just come facing forward. Take your legs out from under you onto your other side. So we'll either laying all the way down on your arm or on your elbow like that. And we're just going to open that top leg a little bit, right? Just kind of turn it open a little bit. Pull the knee in and stretch out. So inhale, pull into the shoulder. Exhale, stretch out. In and press out. In and press out. Good. And then taking it into that développé, we slide the foot up, bring the knee in and extend it and lower back down. Pull it in. Anybody ever take ballet in your youth? You'll know this one. And down. Good. Inhale. Extend. See if we can fully extend the leg as much as possible to the ceiling, right? We'll reverse it now. As we go down, we're going to lift the leg up, bend the knee, and then slide it down the leg. So up, pull the knee into the shoulder, slide it down. Kind of reminds you of bicycle, doesn't it? Only in a different position, right? Breathe. Should feel really good in your hips. And then next time our leg goes straight, you're going to lift it a little bit off the bottom leg there. Squeeze that bottom leg. Squeeze up to the top leg. Push the air out as you squeeze. Holding the top leg still. Relax both legs down for a moment. And then we'll keep those legs nice and tight together and lift both legs and lower. Won't be very much if you're up on your elbow, but exhale, lift. Good. Last one, and relax your legs, let them bend. Come up onto the elbow, under the shoulder here. Pressing into the ground, lift and lower the hips up and down, and really pressing that arm into the ground so we don't let our shoulder collapse. We just keep it engaged as we lift and lower. Good. And breathe. Next time we lower our hips, we'll go ahead and come up to Mermaid. Let your legs kind of slide into Mermaid or half Mermaid, which I think I might need to do. All right, taking our arms out, lifting tall, take a stretch. And lift tall and take a stretch to the other side. Seaweed, right? Seaweed. And when we do seaweed, we kind of feel our spine laterally bending side to side, right? And breathe. And then we're going to take it into a twist when you come onto the side where your knee is sticking forward. That's where you're going to turn, spiral back, and then lifting up and over to the other side and spiral back. Lifting up and over and spiral back. Up, over, spiral back. And then coming around to face forward. If this knee is folded, you just bring this leg out in front, both legs out in front with our feet away from our hips a little bit and stretch over your legs. Diamond. That to sort of balance our sides. And then we're going to come up onto our all fours. Our all fours with our hands under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Find yourself nice and stable. If you have a hard time with your wrist, you can always shift your body weight a little bit back. We're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to round our back, press our hips back towards our heels, lift ourselves up. And then as we arch, we're going to come into a little up dog by just stretching forward and looking up. And then back around to neutral, curl under, press back, lift up, arch, and come into that up dog by extending legs and looking up. Good. Round back, press back, round up, coming into arch. Round back, up, into that up dog. And then next time we round back, go ahead and stay there for just a moment. Take a breath, stretching back to the heels. Good. And then coming up onto the all fours, we're going to take our whatever leg is forward to the screen, right? Go start with that leg. You're going to keep the knee bent as you lift your leg up behind you. So sole of the foot faces the ceiling, right? And then lower that leg down and then open it out to the side. So we're going to go back and forth between that. So the knee stays bent. We lift it back, we lower it, we lift it to the side, and we lower it. And we lift it back behind us and down to the side and down. And breathe. Exhale. And exhale. Good. Next time our leg comes out to the side, stay there. You're going to sweep that leg around to bring your foot between your hands and rock back and forth. Make sure that the feet and legs are aligned with the hips, not with each other. Okay, so just do a little rock, straight leg, and lunge. And back and forward. And then we'll stay in that lunge. So go ahead and just stay here for a couple breaths, looking forward, right? So we feel that stretch in our hip flexors. And then whatever knee is bent in front, you're going to grab hold of that leg with your hand, hug it into you, turn and look over that shoulder, and you'll feel your hip just kind of lower down a little bit. In yin, this is called twisted dragon. Feel a little stretch in your hip. And then coming back around, bring your knee back under you. So we're back onto our all fours for the other side. So whatever leg is to the back, you're going to lift it up, sole of foot to ceiling, bring it down and out to the side, like a fire hydrant. Lift it up like a dog at a fire hydrant. Lift it to the side and down, and lift it back and down, and side and down, up to the side and down, up. This time we lift it to the side and hold. And then we swing that leg around to bring our foot between our hands. And we rock forward and back. Straighten the leg and back. Straighten, lean back and bend. And we can stay in our lunge for a little bit. Look forward, feeling that stretch in the hip flexors. And whatever leg is in front, with that hand, you're going to hug that leg in. You're going to rotate, look behind you, take a twist here, letting the hip drop a little bit. So that little bit of a stretch in your hip as well. Okay. And coming back to face forward, go ahead and bring that knee back under you. And we're going to come onto our belly. So come onto your elbows, elbows under the shoulders. Take a moment to just let your body get used to this position. Rock around. And pressing our elbows into the ground, just kind of looking up, starting to get a little extension in the back, upper back. All right, and then we're going to bring ourselves down with our hands under our shoulders, swan position, right? And just kind of lengthening the spine out and up, pressing a little bit into the hands, and then lowering back down. So think of sort of peeling your vertebra off the mat, right? So lengthen out and up, press up a little bit, and lower back down, almost like you're bridging your upper body, right? And lengthen out and up, press, and lower back down. And lengthen. One more time, pressing a little bit into the hands and lowering back down. And then we're going to press ourselves, we're going to lengthen up a little bit, press up to just to the point where you really feel like your back is engaging, your arms are on the ground. And we're going to take one arm, we're going to stretch it over our head as if we're trying to grab something, pull it back, reach your other arm, pull it back, and then we're going to add lifting opposite leg. So you reach your left arm forward, you lift your right leg, pull it back, reach your right arm forward, lift your left leg, pull it back. Again, so opposite arm and leg, reach, looking down so your neck feels comfortable, but staying lifted, reach and pull it back, reach, reach. And then we'll bring ourselves down and relax onto our belly for a moment. Just let everything relax. We'll do one more thing here. We're going to take our arms out from our shoulders. So T position with the arms. Right? And then lift your head and chest up. Float your arms up. Point your palms to your feet. Stretch back and reach. And then bring your arms back to T. Stay hovering off the ground. Reach back and lift. See if you can keep your arms lifted off the ground the whole time. Bring it back. Reach back and lift. Bring it back. Reach back and lift. Bring it back. Reach back and lift. And back. Good. And relax when you come back on this one. Take a moment to rest your body. And we're going to press ourselves up. You might come through a little swan cobra. Come up onto your knees. And sit back. I don't have my pillow. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch back. Maybe open the knees apart. So we're going to come up and around to sitting. I need a break now. Straighten your legs out in front. Grab hold of your right leg and roll back onto your back, just to your shoulder blades. Pull that leg in. Draw your left leg up and switch. Pull that leg in and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and scissoring the legs, using our arms to help us as we grab our leg, help us lift a little bit more, right? And then whatever leg is up, just stop moving the legs, hands behind the head. And we're going to go into a little rotation with that. So elbow to knee as we scissor. Breathe. When you feel even on both sides, lift both legs up, relax down onto your back, and hug your knees, rock your body. Woo! So let's put our feet on the ground. Cross your left leg over your right so that you're in a figure four, right? That figure four position. Good. Press the hips up off the ground. Take a breath. Lower the hips down. Lift the legs, reach through, grab hold of your thigh or your shin. Pull that leg, pull the legs in, press against your open knee a little bit so really help that stretch. You might straighten and bend, whatever feels good to you. We'll put our foot on the ground, but keep your leg crossed over like that. And then arms out from the shoulders, sway over to the right till your foot comes onto the ground. That knee points up. And then lift the legs, sway over to the left. Knee comes toward the ground. And lift up. Uncross. Right leg across left, above the knee, above the ankle. Press the hips up. Lower back down, lift the legs and reach through, holding on to wherever you want to hold on to. Stretch that leg. You can also curl up if you like into a little stretch for our back as well. Pressing against that right knee with your right elbow, against the leg, open. And then we'll put our foot back on the ground, arms out from our shoulders, sway over to the left. That foot comes to the ground with your knee lifted. And then lifting and taking it to the other side. So knee goes toward the ground. Take a breath here. Really feel that nice stretch across your side. Hip. Good. And we'll lift the legs up and uncross. Oh. And then just coming up around to your side to come up whenever you're ready. You can stay there if you want to just stay there. Thank you all for coming. I will hit the button here.